Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me live today. I hope you're enjoying all the craziness of our weather. Hot one week, cold one week, hot one week, and all of those things. But it's life, right? That's how it works. It's been the last few months have been, or, almost many months have been very challenging in many ways, in personal, business, all kinds of things. And I used to believe that, when we have challenges, we actually fall. And when we fall, we stay there. That there's no other way to do it, right? It's the challenges, it's the problems that we are facing. And until the problem goes away, we have no way for us to be happy. There is no way for us to be, taking care of ourselves. There is no way for us to be eating better. There is no way for any of those things. We cannot exercise. We cannot really do anything, right? Because there are stresses in life. There are challenges in life. There are problems in life. And sometimes they're caused by other people. Sometimes it's caused by situations. Sometimes it's an accident that is not even your fault. But I've actually had all of those different things in the past few months, all kinds of changes. And, a few years ago, when things used to be that way, any kind of challenges happen, I would succumb. I would actually, go into feeling depressed, not really eating, or actually eating excessively, or eating the wrong things, either gaining weight or losing weight. I've done all of those kinds of things. And I also believe that, when you have stress, you have to be stressed. Right? When you have a problem, you need to be this way. There is no other way. How can you be happy when there is a problem? How can you actually find joy and peace when you have a problem? And it's been interesting, though. A few years ago, I came across, when I was really in the dumps, I came across a book called or rather, it was gifted to me by a dear friend who really saw my misery, who really saw me suffering, and she just, couldn't see it. And she had the heart to be generous, to be, giving that time what I needed. And that was to, give me the most amazing gift, which is the mindset. Because I think, if we have the right mindset, no matter what we are dealing with, we have the power to handle it. If we don't have the right mindset, then we don't have the power to handle anything. And I really thought that my life situations had to change in order for me to change, in order for me to actually feel okay. I was depressed, I was anxious, I was having panic attacks. And I just had to talk about this today because, so many times we don't really talk about our struggles, right? We actually talk about our successes, whether it is social media, whether it is something that we tell our friends. We actually feel ashamed of our struggles. We feel like maybe it is just me who's struggling, who's suffering, and it's me that actually has to deal with all of these things. We are always willing to share when somebody else does something to us, but we are not really willing to share our own mistakes. We are not willing to share that, I succumbed. I actually did these kinds of things. I binge ate. It's very hard to share these kinds of things because we feel that, we'll be judged. I felt that. I felt that I'll be judged. I really didn't want to ask anybody for help because I thought that, nobody will really understand. And I was alone in all of these things. And what I really understood over a period of time, and that's the reason I'm sharing this, is that we are never alone. We are literally a phone call away or, a year away from sharing to someone, sharing with someone, and they could actually help us. And they could probably help us in such a incredible way, which is what happened to me when I actually shared that with my friend, how miserable I was. I just broke down and cried. And it's funny because she actually came in for an appointment for herself. And essentially it became an appointment for me with her. And, and they don't have to be a therapist. They don't have to be, anybody that actually can even guide us professionally. Sometimes they are just a dear friend. They are very loving. And that friend of mine was a realtor. But obviously, she had had life experiences. She was mature. She understood what I was going through. And she didn't judge. Instead, she actually gave me her shoulder to cry on. She actually gave me a warm hug, a heart that listened, that cared, that was compassionate, that was empathetic. And even today, it actually makes me move into tears because of the kindness that was given to me at that time. And, for so much more time, it's amazing. And I'm actually going to be seeing that friend this month. And it just makes me so happy because, she changed my life. So give other people an opportunity to change your life. Maybe this is something that you need to listen today. Maybe it is something that somebody else needs to listen today, because all of us have struggles. None of us are free from it. We are all human beings. We all make mistakes. I've made plenty of them. But the only thing that I've actually learned to do in the recent times, in the past few years, is to forgive myself for the mistakes I make, forgive other people for the mistakes they make, and be able to move forward. That doesn't mean that, when we forgive someone, we don't hold anything against them. Doesn't mean that, if it was something that was really not in your highest good, you need to keep them in your life, but you do need to actually forgive them and move on. There's nothing to really forgive even. Honestly speaking, people come from their own experiences. Whatever they do comes from that experience, and it has nothing to do with you. It's nothing personal. So that book changed my life. It actually taught me for the first time that I have personal power to change the way I feel, and not really the situation needs to change in order for me to feel better. And that started everything. In the recent few months that I've actually been struggling with a lot of different things and challenges that I've been dealing with, I have been noticing that all the lessons I've learned and exercised over a period of time has come to such amazing use. Why? Because now I'm able to shift quickly. I'm able to find peace and joy, because that is my only responsibility in my life, is to have peace and joy within me, in my heart. And that is my only responsibility. That doesn't mean I don't feel the pain when there is a struggle or a challenge or when there are problems. I do. It doesn't mean that I actually don't, fall. I do. But I choose to get up sooner now than ever before. I actually change, I shift, I change into where I need to focus, gratitude. I focus on all the things that I have instead of the things that are a problem. And I've learned to ask for help. And that has changed my life. I mean, it's still a little bit of a struggle, because I find that, I don't really ask for help. I really think that I need to do everything by myself. And that could not be a more crazier idea. That couldn't be, right? It's crazy because how can I do everything in this world, obviously, But still, I don't know where I got that idea from. And I'm learning to let go of that idea, release that idea, because it doesn't serve me. I've learned to ask for help, and I've learned that people are so kind. People are so loving. People are always willing to give. And that I actually give them an opportunity to give so that they can actually feel good as well. Because when I give, I love it. When I can actually be generous, it's amazing. It makes me feel so good. So obviously, if we don't ever ask for help from other people, and if they don't have the opportunity to give in that kind of a manner, how will, we actually give them that opportunity to feel amazing about it? So it's wonderful to ask. It's wonderful to get. It's wonderful to receive. It's wonderful to be able to do this together. And that's what I learned. That's what I realized, that the faster I shift from the struggles, from the difficulty, from feeling overwhelmed, from feeling frustrated, angry, sad, depression, whatever I'm feeling at that moment. I mean, I feel all of those things, obviously. But when I feel that, I know that this is not going to last forever. That this is something that I can actually move away from. This is a wave. This comes, but it will also go. It's not going to be here forever. But I do have an action plan. And that action plan is, where am I focusing? Is there an action that I can take that will actually change the way I experience it right now? Can I focus on the things that I'm grateful for, that are working in my life? And from that moment, can I actually find an action plan that will help me overcome the difficulty, the challenge that I've been experiencing? And it has been working awesome for me. I mean, I am so celebrating the process, celebrating who I have become in this process, how much growth has taken place within me, and how that helps me be in this moment more often than not, how I'm not really caught up in the past as much. And I just wanted to share this with you because maybe it'll help you. Maybe when you are in that moment where you feel the distress, despair, you realize and recognize that this is only now and it can change. And then notice, where am I focusing? What am I focusing on? And am I focusing on something that doesn't serve me? And is that growing because of that? Can I actually change my focus? And will that actually change the way I experience life? Because what is life, right? It is not really a destination, because our destination, all of us destination, is really death. So that's not really what we are walking towards. We are really here to experience life. And in this life, do I really want to keep going through this journey, struggling and feeling stressed and feeling fearful, anxious, angry, frustrated, overwhelmed all the time? What is the value in that? What is the point in that? And the thing is that we all are superheroes. And who are superheroes? Superheroes are those who overcome, big challenges. And we all have the power to do so. So if this is something that you needed to hear, maybe this is something that you need to share to somebody as well. You might actually want to shift yourself and be able to share your story with someone so that they also know that they have the power. Because it's not like, this is a power that's unique to one person. This is a power that we all carry. This is a power that we all can exercise and strengthen and be able to live in joy more often. And obviously, with joy and peace in our hearts, what do we have? Health. What do? We take action in so many ways. We actually take action in taking care of ourselves. So even if this is a health journey that you're frustrated with, overwhelmed with, know that this is only momentary. This is not forever. This is here. But you have the power to take different actions from what caused the disease. Move into action. Don't stay and listen to people who tell you that this is not curable. Don't listen to people who tell you that there is no cure for this, or don't listen to people that it has never been done before. Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it cannot be done now. And I have seen thousands of cases that have been deemed incurable change. People who have walked in with a cane 3 months ago walk out without a cane, and 3 months later. It's just amazing, all the things. People with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's that have actually been deemed, having to take medication for the rest of their life. And there's nothing that can be done, but their thyroid is going to just get destroyed over a period of time, be completely cured of it. I saw that this past week. I mean, it's amazing. Crohn's patient, a child with Crohn's disease, gone into remission with completely natural medicines, did not take any conventional medicines at all. And all of this is possible. How? Because they all went past that frustration, that overwhelming, the challenge, and they actually conquered that challenge. They became superheroes in my eyes. And so there is a superhero in you. Wake that superhero up. Whatever your struggle is, know that you too have within you whatever it takes to be able to overcome that, and celebrate the heck out of it once you do, because that's where the neuronal circuits are formed, the neural circuits that actually tell us that, this celebration is worthy, not for other people, but for ourselves, that I know how to do this. So the next time we have another struggle that we feel like we cannot conquer, we remember that we have done this before, and we do have the power to do this as well again. Thank you so much for joining me. Do share with me your thoughts, your comments, because, obviously, we're all in this together, right? So we have so many stories to tell. So share your story with me and other people, because who knows who will inspire, who we will give hope for, right? So let's actually, we are in this together. So let's do this together. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time.